remember the mint condition, one owner from new Hoover Junior 119 and Hoover Senior 612 that I recently obtained via a very nice lady called Ruth. Well, the bags have been washed and I've done nothing else, so I figured these were probably in the state that one would be happy to pick one up for a tenner from a flea market or an antique shop or a car boot sale, and the bags would have been in that condition. So, what state are the bags in? Because they're quite interesting, especially that one. And how can we perhaps bag mod a bag to make it nicer to use? Because you don't have it in a bag and cleaning them out gets very, very tiring. So, let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Yes, I've done nothing else to these since filming that first video. However, they have sat in the corner of the front room and I have been picking at them. And whether you know about old vacuums or not, if you know, you can comment down below and agree or disagree with me. If you don't know, you might learn something. These bags rot when they are full of dirt. Unfortunately, most of them are left full of dirt, and I mean, we'll come on to this one in a minute, but this is a genuine, I think, the genuine 1955, so comment down below, those of you who know better than me. And I would say this is in average condition, perhaps almost above average, not quite. We have quite a lot of damage to this part of the ring, and there is like a felt inner in there, and I mean, yeah, it could possibly be fixed. The fabric, it does pull apart though. That's the problem. It takes a bit of effort to do, but it pulls apart. And obviously, to empty the bag, you have to slide it in and out, in and out, in and out of the bag slider. That, you know, you could probably within 20 goes just ruin it completely. And to fix it, you'd have to shorten the bag, then add the fabric back in because it has to sit at the certain height in order to be tensioned properly when it's hooked onto the top and the bottom. So that is a pain too. Then look, we have a very nice patch. Again, I emailed Ruth about all of this, and yeah, her gran probably smashed all this together one Sunday afternoon, ready to get the darn things working Monday morning. This is how stuff was. So yeah, random red fabric, and quite a nice stitch pattern there. There was a hole there, and then there was actually tape under this. Don't know if you saw it in the cleaning of the bag quick bit there, but yeah, that bit there is literally held on by nothing at all. So yeah, it's average. I'll turn it inside out a bit, but I don't want to do it too bad. Yeah, inside, I got most of the hair off. This just got hand washed. This one just got a hand wash, that one also got a machine wash. But yeah, this one's hand wash soak, because, well, it'll fall apart anyway. I'd have to untie the bag from this so it didn't smash my washing machine to smithereens, and that's just a big nope. Which means, yeah, there's still some random staining on the bottom, but I'm hoping it will look a respectable 6, maybe 6.5 out of 10 when we sit it on the machines. I think I've got some different bag springs as well. I'm hoping so. However, this one is the beauty, the one from the senior cleaner, because yes, it is a Hoover Senior technically, and this is a pattern bag that's then been remade. I mean, we'll start at the top. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like individual repairs done to the hemming line on there, so that's very good. This bag's in excellent condition. It's not an original bag, so it's probably a couple of decades newer than the 612. However, this just looks like some curtains or an old towel or something like that has been literally, hang on, if we turn it inside out, it'll be a lot easier to do. It's just been, that's it, yeah, it's just been made into the bottom of the bag. It is gorgeous. I do almost like it. It was full of mud. I don't know how well it came across in the before video, but this bit was packed. I didn't fully appreciate that until I went to wring it out a bit to hang it on the line to drip dry, and just a big stream of mud came straight out of one of these holes here, and there's probably, it's probably still going to be some stuff coming out of it, but how far do you go? That was good enough. And yeah, it's been used, it's been abused, then it's been fixed and used again. The poor thing, I don't know really. I'm always quite enamoured to it. The bag is faded completely white in places, although comment down below, I can't promise, but I might dye it brown just so it looks a little bit better to the eye. We'll see. This is also going to be a complete poo head to bag mod, so we'll come on to that later and start with the easier one, which is the Junior 119. And to start with, all we'll need is some appropriate random pipe and some tape, because the idea is simple. You take some random pipe, Dyson lower hose pipe is also very good, and you basically shove it through the bag a bit up. I'm going to go to about there, and then you can basically cable tie a bag on, just like the next generation on Hoover Juniors. This we're then going to pack out with tape enough to sit into there nicely, and there we go, it all fits together well. So while we're holding it here, we're going to need to go to there, and I don't know how bad this stuff's going to be to cut. I bought this stuff thinking it was going to be suitable as a hose for the Electrolux Automatic G. There we go. But obviously it really wasn't. The kids did use it as a marble run. It's just been sat around now. This is going to be awful eventually. But before we continue with our shenanigans, why don't we pop the bag on as it is, raw, without anything inside, holes and all, and see how much it inflates. I haven't touched this machine since the first video. Yeah, that's all right. Obviously, all of the air is escaping over there. But as a showpiece, it looks all right, doesn't it? Like I say, it's the best you're going to get. You can't exactly pop onto eBay and find a genuine 119 bag in brown. You might be lucky and get a pattern one, but you don't always want a pattern one. Sometimes what you need to do is take your cut down tube that you have packed out, not by much actually, and stick it up the bag. Then, try and do this as a reach around, you will have put enough tape on there that just pushes into that, and you can do the bag up around it. And that's a bit annoying. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, perhaps this is why you actually do need to use a Dyson in a hose, because that is now poking out of the back, although not by much. It will certainly do for this demonstration. This isn't this machine's final form anyway. I just wanted to show you what you can do with a bag. So, usually I would say use a Sevo cloth type bag. However, I don't have many of those, and again, this is just temporary. But Manchester Vac sent me these paper Felix ones with my Felix spares that I've ordered for previous videos, and you know it, that's almost a perfect fit as well onto there. Yes, Felix. We're just going to do a little bit of trimming of the plastic, just so it doesn't, poke out quite as much. And then with a bit more tape, just because I hadn't fully planned this, I was just going to, look, I've even got a cable tie ready. This is why you would use a nice Sevo bag, cut the top off, wouldn't you, Phoenix? Yeah, what are we doing? But no, that actually sits on there quite well. Hours of fun, but borderline. I say these are cheaper way of doing it. I haven't got this bag on this hose properly, but eventually you'll be able to get the bag up over the bag, and there you go. You'd hardly ever guess that there was anything amiss with this. The bag inflates okay, and we can now use it to pick up, you know, dirt. Very nice, indeed. These brushes are so soft. Shame they're very long, but they're very soft. Cool. So, I actually prefer the paper bag, I think. I've not done a paper bag before. I did it purely out of cheapness. But because the paper bag inflates more than the HEPA flow bag, because the HEPA flow bags do let more air through, which is a slight downside of them-ish, they're still the ones you should use if you're actually using it. Because you'll then never need to wash the outer bag again. You'll never need to worry about a hole. I mean, that can billow out all the air it wants. It doesn't really matter because it's already coming out of the bag. So there we go. That is the easy part. Bit of random tube, stuff a bag on. These aren't so easy. However, just like before, I'm going to fit the raw bag to the machine and we'll see how much better it is. I think this is going to inflate quite well because this machine spins a lot faster than this. This isn't truly happy. With our bag back together, and again, one of the reasons I was so impressed with the random bit of scrap fabric being used is the fact that they took all of the inner band out. So that would be the original Hoover securing ring that secures it onto this plate. So yeah, there you go. Somebody put some time and effort into it, and that is a very good thing indeed. So yeah, we have this bag on, hook the spring up, leaving again. You want a little bit of tension. But not too much. It doesn't want to be guitar string tight, but I'd say that's about right. And that's very nice indeed. However, that is pretty much where the excitement ends because it's very difficult to fit a little round tube into this oblong hole. If you could 3D print, and you know, I might actually put this request out now. Could anybody make a 3D printed, you know, this with the bag thing, but going into just a tube so you could fit a bag to it? This is what the community needs, because the way I've done it before and the way I'm going to try and do it now is you sort of stuff a bag into here and then fold the paper out on the side. So rather like this, and we'll tear this one open. There we go. We can probably do this bit from the bag being in, and again, it's not great. I don't feel good about doing this. Don't get any impressions. And you can spend a lot of time on it and do it quite well, but it still never quite works. Then what you do is you sort of open it up over this bit here. This is a terrible example. And then, if you're really lucky and have it the right way round, you can sort of fit it back onto the machine and eventually have something that resembles something usable. Scouting around, failing to find any SIBO bags at all, I found this that somebody once sent. Okay, the paper bags aren't going to work because they're just not flexible enough for the job. And I don't actually have any cloth SIBO bags in stock, Bojack or genuine. However, what I did find, as I sit here cleaning this mating surface, is one of these. Filter Flow, like generic-y bag. Where are you? You're there, look. Fits most makes and models of bag cylinder and upright vacuum cleaner. So there is no reason why it shouldn't fit our 612. And what I'm sort of hoping is that we can peel all of these stickers off. I haven't used this. I've had it for ages. Look, you've got different types of sticker. We want it all off. there's that, and then the final one here. So this will fit most makes and models. Yeah, that's fair. I'm hoping that we can sort of shove it onto here like a big ugly plaster. Gosh, this feels awful. Stick it down as best as I can, and then in theory be able to finagle this and this back on in some semblance of something that might work. And it's almost quite good. You almost can't see it. But I think maybe for Mark II we should try a actual newer Hoover Senior jobby down there. But well, if you don't have a shed full of spare parts that you just can't be bothered to go to at this time of night, well, use it without the outer bag getting filthy. I'll be honest, with an outer bag like this, you're probably better off just using it and cleaning the bag. But for an outer bag like this, this is genuine, please do put all the effort you can into preserving it and keeping it clean. So comment down below on bag mod ideas for this, or if you have a 3D printer and are up for the challenge, perhaps we could work out something, you know, a nice elbowy job coming out of there, pointing up to make a bottom fill adapter really. That would possibly work well. But until the next time, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you again now, because I filmed that a little while ago and I wasn't happy with it. I thought I'd leave it in because it's an idea. But for the 119, things have moved on, scrappers have happened, and well, I have a bit of a different and better way to show you, with what I would consider the right equipment, because yeah, that stiff green hose was too stiff. It was no good. What I've done since then is find a knackered old DC07 inner hose, which if I pull this back out of the bag, it's been sat here a few days waiting for me to look at it. Ignore that for a second. Here we go. Yeah, we have ourselves, I mean, it might sort itself out. I think it's also got a few little holes in it, so we probably need to maybe swap this bit around. In all, maybe we could put some tape around it. We could do lots of things, but we'll put the holes out in, because yeah, I broke the spares, and you'll see it soon on a video. I broke a mint Hoover turbo boost for spares, smashed it right in front of the camera. Stay tuned and get subscribed for that. Yeah. This is normally how you do it, and you would cable tie a SIBO bag to the top of there, and it would be a bottom fill. But I did do that. Yeah, I have a spare Hoover Turbo Power bag fill tube, and would you know it, these Dyson inner hoses stuff up in there a treat. I think you know where this is going, don't you? If we then, well, if we pop this back in there, what we essentially have is a top fill Hoover Junior, which means that we can take some Hoover Turbo Power bags. Look, I've got a brand new packet of paper bags that I've had for years, because all we ever do is fit flipping Henry bags to a Turbo Power. So we may as well push the boat out, go crazy, and get a nice, genuine H4 paper bag out, which means that it will fit, or just check that these old bags, that seal is still good, which means that these will fit the Hoover Turbo Power H4 bag tube perfectly, he says, struggling to get the folded up paper bag on. Yeah, there we go. That then means that we can put this into here. We'll have to stuff the bag down a little bit. This will work better with a HEPA flow, but again, this is only to practice and prove the point. This will all come out when it's refurbished, and I shall do it properly. Yeah, the before video on these went out today. This is how soon I'm filming this, for those of you who follow onto my channel. And eventually you'll stuff that down in there well enough that this hose starts to come out of the bottom of this bag. Fold the folds out the way. Oh, maybe we should have put this hose on first. Oh, I don't know. Eventually you'll have the end of the Dyson hose stuffed into there, like so. this should then screw back onto here. I mean, this is never going to be 1000% airtight. If you're that worried about that, don't mess around with vintage Hoovers. But for those of us who don't care, this is just literally because this bag is full of holes. It's not going to take another wash, really. And, you know, with the bag fill tube from the Hoover Turbo Pack, doesn't look too bad. This is the problem. The old green hose was doing that because it was straight. It does need to bend up. So, let us unravel the cable, and all of a sudden, quite honestly, we have a much more usable Hoover Junior 119. Yeah. Just sort the paper out, let it expand a bit. Yeah. Much better. All of a sudden, our massive, gaping, terrible holes at the bottom, they're not that important anymore. When you're looking at the machine from afar, I mean, that massive stain down there is more noticeable than the flipping hole. I hadn't noticed that before. How odd. But equally, that's the risk you take. At least it's a genuine bag. And yeah, when it's upright, you cannot tell. I quite like that. It doesn't want a paper bag. You want to fit something HEPA flowy to it, so it sits better. This is purely for demonstration purposes. And yeah, I mean, you might have to optional the turbo power fill tube unless you have one laying around. They're not the most rarest things to find. I think this is all right, actually. And we now have a top fill Hoover Junior 119, which I think is quite fun. Can't do this in the 612, I'll be honest. The bag thing that we did to that is only a temporary measure. I find it much easier to just have a random bag that you can fit to use the machine and then fit the genuine bag back on for show. Because, yeah, 2024, these are getting on 70 years old. You don't want to be washing these every month or whatever. You shouldn't wash them at all. This is the thing. People do comment, and you are correct. Hoover, when these were new, said do not wash them because they were treated with some sort of chemical which helped them be more filtration-y from 1930s standards. And yeah, that is a fair and reasonable point. If this thing was new and under warranty, yeah, it would be a pointless exercise. But with massive holes like this, which are caused by dirt sitting in the bag and rotting it out, for goodness sake, get it sensibly washed. Get it cleaned out, and then, try and fit it in a bag, and then you can use it as much as you want. Oh, this is very good. You can use it as much as you want, and, you can just take the paper bag out afterwards, and, it's much better. And these Hoover Junior 119s are a lot easier to do it on as well. So, a different ending to this video than I'd originally planned to end it, but I wanted to just show you this much nicer way. I mean, you wouldn't tell if you hadn't just seen me do it, would you? And that's how these sort of hacks should be. So, for real this time, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I and this Hoover and the other Hoover will see you soon. Bye-bye.